Welcome to Lawn Rush. In this video, I want to talk about how I converted all my residential clients and snow service to a prepaid system versus a pay per service system. So previously we've done pay per service where a typical house would pay $30 for a snow service for any service from 1 to 3 inches. Anything more than 3 inches, the client would pay another $3.50 per inch. So if there's a 7 or 8 inch event, they're paying $40, $50, give or take. Now that's just the entry level price for your typical 1950s style ranch, 1,000 square feet, 7 to 8,000 square foot lot. That's just the entry level price, and then it went up from there. We had some houses where you had to use a plow, long driveways. Those ones start at like $60, $70, and then you pay an extra $7 per inch of accumulation more than 3. So that was a good model because we made a good amount of money per storm. Actual per hour profit margins were pretty good, but the problem that we have found lately with these winters being as unpredictable as they have been lately, we've been getting a lot more winters where there's absolutely no snow for half the season. You go November, December, half of January, absolutely no snow. Then you only get a couple snow events in January. We've had some really slow winters. So this model hasn't been working. Although it does make a ton of profit when we actually work, we're not working enough to justify the equipment that it takes. Having the equipment ready, we're not making enough money to really pay for the equipment. So what we did this year for the first time is switched everybody to a pay per season setup. So essentially all our residential clients pay per season. And the way that we balance it out is that our commercial lots still pay per event. So essentially what it's done is put about $15,000 in my pocket start of the season to help maintain cost, while our commercial properties still generate for us per season or per snow event, still generate at least $1,000 per snow event for a couple small lots that we do. I think we have like 3 small lots that we do generate, and between the 3 small lots, it can be anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 depending on how much snow we get. The more snow we get, the more we charge, but it just helps offset everything. Pretty much all our expenses are covered from our 3 or 4 small commercial lots that only take us a couple of hours to do, and all our static costs is pretty much covered by just a few residential, or just by the prepaid residential. There's about 25 or so houses that put, I want to say like $15,000 into our account. Maybe it was more than that. I can't remember exactly how much, but it put a good amount of money in our account to make payments, to do whatever until the season. So the way it worked out, and I was really nervous about doing it at first because I didn't know if people were going to leave, be upset. It was a lot of money. For a basic house, I charged $480. That's for your basic $30 house. Now going up, your $35 houses, I charged like $560. Then we had our $60 houses or our $70 houses. They were paying $1,000, $1,200 for the year. So I figured it out. The way I figured it is there's about 16 good snowfalls for the year, if we're lucky. So far this year we went out one time, but if we're lucky, what we want to get is about 16 good snowfalls for the whole season in my area. Now this might be different for your area, but in my area, I'm in the Detroit area, 16 snowfalls for the year. Lately, is for what we've been getting, 16 will be like a good year for us. Now if you're in like Minnesota or something, that's a totally different ball game. But here, we're just not getting that much snow. So I figured 16 events per year at the base price that I usually charge you is what I want to get for the prepaid seasonal price. So that's what I did. I did the 16 for everybody, and honestly I only lost like 3 or 4 houses from doing that, which is interesting because I was pretty sure that I was going to lose a huge amount, and I was just going to kind of pivot out of the residential realm of the snow business just because, that was giving me like a way out, so to speak. I know a lot of times people are looking for a way out of the residential snow business, and they're always trying to give you houses and things like that. What I did is I just raised the prices and went for prepaid. So starting next year, I'm probably just gonna have to go ahead and raise the prices again because I have so many houses. And what I found is that you can absolutely charge prepaid for the season to a client that knows you, who's worked with you before, who've built up a relationship with you. You're gonna be all right if you go ahead and charge those clients prepaid for the year. Compared to someone who you don't know, if you're building up your business, it might be a little bit harder for you to go ahead and charge someone $500, $600 up front. Now, if you were willing to work with like 30 people for a year or a year and a half just to prove yourself, and then go ahead and communicate with those 30 people that you're going to switch over to a prepaid model, that might be a way that you can build up rapport. I'm actually thinking about doing that. The next 30 houses, if I stay in the residential snow business, the next 30 houses might be hard to get if I charge prepaid for the whole thing. It might cost me more money to acquire 30 new residential houses and charge them all prepaid, because a lot of people aren't going to go for it if they don't know you. Whereas if you built up your credibility with them and you built a relationship with them and they like how the service is and they know what they're getting, then you could go ahead and switch that 30 over, take a loss on maybe 5 or 6 of them, and a good chunk of those people are going to stick with you if you provide a good service. So anyway, long story short, and the best way that I think to get your clientele to switch over to prepaid is just to go ahead and offer the prepaid service and let the people go who don't want to do it. But at the same time, try to structure things to where you have some of it being prepaid and some of it pay per season. Like I said, our small lots are pay per season. We got like 2 lots that are our smaller lots are pay per event, but we have a couple small lots that pay per season. Just 2 small lots paying per season, and then I think 3 or 4 are pay per push. So it's good to have something to keep you going. Like, I think if everything was paid for the season, I could lose motivation. I don't want to have all the money paid up front, because then what's going to get me out of bed once I've already collected all the money? So I still got a couple thousand to make, per storm. And this is just one truck we're talking about that we're running. And I'm trying to really get it set up to where I can really be optimized with the one truck before I start adding more trucks. So once I really figure things out and I feel like I'm ready to add more trucks, maybe for the second truck, we'll go ahead and do 30, 40, whatever residential houses. And then from there, we'll switch those 30 over to being prepaid. That'll give us some security going into the next season. Maybe 25 or so will stay. And then we can go ahead and put a brand new truck on the road and get more lots from there. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about doing things. Comment below, tell me what you think. Thank you for watching. This is the first video on Lawn Rush for 2020. Thanks for watching. Comment below and have a great day. Bye.